Ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful people, welcome to Zwift Racing League 3.5, the last race of round 4 is here. And today we're racing on London Loop. London Loop is 14.9 kilometers or 9.3 miles with an elevation of 231 meters in total, or 758 feet. It features Box Hill, a 3 kilometer comb at an average of 4.4%. So definitely a strong in-between segment, I would say. Maybe for the lighter riders, there is some flat in it. We're gonna do 2 laps, I think, of 15 kilometers, 30 kilometers in total, with some flat in it, but it's never really flat. It's bits of 5%, 4%, then up a bit, down a bit. So we're gonna try to stay at the front, as we always do. I hope I'm fully recovered from my illness from last week. I hope so. We'll see what it gives. I don't have high expectations, but as always, I'll give it my best until the end. We're here with the 5 normal riders. I think it's Stefan, Glenn, Vino, Jan, and the 5th one is Jorn, of course. Yep. So and me. So that's 6 of us. That completes our team. So there's gonna be a lot of explosive uphill efforts, same like Richmond last week, but hopefully not as bad. 3 kilometer long climb requires I think 5-minute power effort. So let's do our best. I'm kind of nervous, as you can see. 140 heart rate already, so pretty nervous, but hey, not much I can do at this point. I didn't ride a lot last week because I was ill. Only 2 ride like Remco's, which is like 200 kilometers, and maybe 1 more ride while the race of 215 total, which is way less than the 500 I try to do a week normally. So let's see, maybe it's good and I got some rest, or maybe it's bad and I lost power. But as always, we do our best. That's all we can do, and we dig deep. All right, 20 seconds to go. Wish me luck. See you at the other side.
And off we go for this final stage in round 3 of Zwift Racing Leagues. And as always, a little power surge from the start, just to make sure that we're in the front of the group, in case some riders have planned an early attack. But it looks like everyone's deciding to stay together. No early attacks, which kind of makes sense with 2 times Box Hill still coming up in this race today. Not sure if I'm actually fully recovered of being ill last week. I'm really trying to sit in the group in the draft and save as much energy as possible. I've noticed in the past races in this round that the Norwegian riders are playing real good team tactics. Just like now, you can see that Holm in the front is leaving a gap for his teammate, and now a little group has broken off the front. So I decide, once they have a little gap, to bridge towards it. My teammate Jorn, who saw me coming and saw me going to the front of the group taking a pull, started to help straight away. I think the chasing group realized that these two Belgians were the same guys that rode away 42 seconds 3 races ago. So when they noticed that, they started chasing at like 6-7 watts per kilo, as you can see. They didn't give us any chance to stay away this time. And here we go, first time, Box Hill. Let's do it. My plan is to stay in the group and see how well I can follow. To my surprise, staying in this group at 4 to 5 watts per kilo uphill has been going pretty well. while in the back I noticed that a lot of riders have been struggling already and even had to drop. So, because I feel good, I decide to up the pace a little bit towards the end of the climb, hoping to thin out the group even more. Looking back here, I suddenly saw my own teammate Tom pacing the group and closing the gap on me. So I was like, Tom? Question mark. Nonetheless, we survived the first time over Box Hill, and not even did we survive, we even managed to force the pace a little bit, causing a lot of riders to drop. I think we have like 22 riders left in this group, so over half had to let go on the climb. This was a notorious bit just after Box Hill, where I knew I had to go all out sprinting because everyone else would. And if you look in the right top corner, you can see, if you're not sprinting on that little hill, what happens to you. 3 of the riders in the back, even though they survived Box Hill, are being dropped on that little steep uphill. And because of the group drafting downhill, they're unable to catch, latch on, and that way they're totally dropped. Another short but very explosive effort part of the route, as we're coming up to Escelator. 14%, not very long, but long enough to get dropped if you're not sprinting all out to the top. Right here I can see that the Brit from Ink Innovation has taken some distance from the group. And at first I was thinking, well, on his own he's not going to do much. But then I see Stefan making the bridge towards him. I realize with Stefan in the front, my team captain that already won 2 times in this round of Zwift Racing League, that the breakaway actually has a chance to stay away. So I'm contemplating if I should make the bridge as well. I decide to let the gap grow a little bit, and then when I think it's big enough, I use my boost and I explosively bridge towards him. Luckily, my attack was so surprising and explosive that no one managed to follow. The Swede Kaplan is trying to close the gap, but is falling short and holds back in power as he notices he won't make it. As I'm reaching the duo, I'll go to the front straight away and start pacing. Seems like I made a good decision, and what a good situation this is. 2 Belgians and a Brit rotating like a well-oiled machine in the front, expanding their gap second by second. Stefan hurting me a lot here as he takes his turn uphill, making me do over 500 watts to stay with him. But I do realize that he's right, pacing this hard on this incline. This is where we can gain a lot of time if the chasing group isn't going as hard as us. I try to make sure every time we come over the top of a hill or an incline that I pull through, because that's my strength, descending and flats. So every time we come over the top, I give a little bit of extra, just to keep that speed up. As you can see on the right side, by the time we reached Box Hill for the second and final time, we extended our gap to 25 seconds. I hope that's enough. From the moment I bridged to this duo, I have been working hard to help them extend the gap. So now I'm hoping that I can hang on for this final climb, as I haven't had the chance to recover. In the back you can see that the Swede Kaplan is realizing that the group is not going to close the gap uphill. So he's planting an attack, hoping that he can bridge towards us. And as I am having a really hard time to hang on to the duo, Kaplan manages to actually close the gap, a super strong effort by him, and goes past me, luckily giving me a little bit of draft to close the gap again as well. He does, however, notice that I'm struggling. So what he does here is pretty cheeky. He leaves a little gap and then accelerates at high watts per kilo back towards the duo, leaving me behind. Luckily, we're at the end of the climb, and towards the top, it's flattening out a little bit. The percentages are coming down, and I find that last bit of extra power, that last bit of courage to close that gap once again. We did it. We managed to survive Box Hill the second time in the front of the race. I'm pretty surprised actually after the efforts I had to do already in this race. to be here. The short, steep, explosive uphill again, followed by trying to push through to launch ourselves into the descent, as we only have 30 seconds left on a chasing group. Coming up to the last possible part of the route where things can actually explode. I realize how important this escalator is, so close to the finish line, and I just put the hammer down, all out uphill. I notice at the top that I have a little gap to the Swede and the Brit, and I push past Stefan, who realized this as well. He stops pedaling, and so the Swede has to come to the front to start chasing me. This is now a one-on-one situation, me against Kaplan, on the flats towards the finish line. He is closing in, but I'm not backing off, knowing that even if he catches me, Stefan is in the perfect position to win the sprint. I notice that I'm suddenly gaining some distance again, so I go to the front of my saddle, getting into position and start giving it all I have. With 700 meters to go, Kaplan is braking, and I'm increasing my gap. Last 300 meters, and my dad, who's sitting next to me, is yelling, "You got this, you're gonna win." With 100 meters to go, I see no one on the minimap in the top right corner, and I know I did it. My first victory for Team BZR in Zwift Racing Leagues. And the cherry on top of the cake, Stefan winning the sprint for second place. Unbelievable how far we came in a year. Last year we were riding at 200 watts FTP, a D-class rider, struggling to hang on to group rides. And now we're claiming a victory in Division 1 B class. Unbelievable. This shows once again that with the right mindset, you can achieve your goals. You can reach your full potential. This was the last race of the Zwift Racing League series. Round 3 at least. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and as always, see ya, love ya, bye!